Today, we're diving into a project that's really blurring the lines between a university and a massive wildlife sanctuary. It's called Vantara University, and it all starts with a pretty fascinating question.
So, let's just kick things off with that big idea. What if a university wasn't just a place for lectures and libraries, but was also one of the biggest wildlife sanctuaries on the planet? It almost sounds like something out of a movie, but this is the very real concept behind Vantara University.
So what is Vantara University exactly? Well, at its core, it's being set up as a one-of-a-kind global center. The mission? To mash up wildlife education, super advanced veterinary science, and critical conservation research, all under one enormous and very green roof. To really get what makes this university so radical, you have to understand what was there first, because its foundation, well, that's the key to the whole thing.
See, this isn't some institution starting from a blank slate. Not at all. It's actually an evolution, built right on top of an already massive, functioning animal rescue and rehabilitation operation. And the scale here is just mind-boggling.
Let's just try to put that scale into perspective. First, the size. The Vantara ecosystem itself spans about 3,500 acres.
And that space is home to a population of over 150,000 rescued animals. We are definitely not talking about a small campus zoo here.
On top of that, it hosts an incredible biodiversity of more than 2,000 different species. Think about that for a second. This huge, living, breathing ecosystem isn't just near the university, it is the university's foundation.
So if you have a foundation of that sheer size, how does it completely change the nature of education itself? Let's take a look at how Vantara is trying to create a totally new way to learn.
This really lays it all out perfectly. You see the contrast, right? On the left, you've got the traditional model, stuck in a classroom, heavy on theory, but Vantara just flips that whole script. It's all about learning inside live conservation environments, with a huge emphasis on practical, real-time experience. It's a total fusion of school and fieldwork.
And what does a live conservation environment actually look like in practice? It means students won't just be reading about this stuff in a textbook. They'll be working right inside state-of-the-art animal hospitals, actively contributing to breeding programs for endangered species, and getting their hands dirty in large-scale habitat restoration projects.
So what kind of tools and training will these students actually get their hands on? Let's take a look inside the campus they're building.
The curriculum is designed to be incredibly specialized. We're talking about advanced fields like wildlife surgery and exotic animal medicine, but also diving deep into things like animal genetics, how climate change affects ecology, and even environmental governance. This is all about creating true experts.
And the facilities absolutely match that ambition. Students will have access to things you'd normally only find in top-tier research institutions, like animal-specific ICUs, advanced diagnostic labs with MRIs and CT scans. And get this, they even have things like specialized hydrotherapy pools, just for rehabilitating elephants. The hands-on experience is just unparalleled. Okay, this all sounds incredibly impressive, but what's the end goal here? What's the bigger purpose that's driving such a massive project?
It really all boils down to this. The ultimate goal is to train a brand new generation of conservationists and vets, arming them with the unique practical skills they need to tackle the huge and complicated conservation crises our planet is up against.
This means creating specialists who can actually step in and lead the charge on protecting endangered species, manage wildlife crises as they happen, and develop real-world solutions for sustainability. It's all about contributing directly to global conservation efforts by creating the very people who will lead them.
Of course, any project of this scale and ambition doesn't just happen in a bubble. It comes with a whole lot of promise, but also a fair bit of public discussion. So let's look at the full picture.
At its heart, Vantara University is this really unique meeting point. It's blending education, cutting-edge science, and massive, on-the-ground conservation work in a way that has never really been done before.
But you know, whenever you have a vision this bold, it's naturally going to attract a lot of questions and a lot of scrutiny. So what are some of the concerns that have come up in the public conversation?
Well, the public discussion has raised a few key questions. One point of focus has been the facility's limited access for the general public. On top of that, there have been some allegations in the past related to how certain animals were sourced and transferred. Now, it is important to note, as our sources indicate, that authorities have reportedly investigated and addressed many of these past concerns.
And that brings us to our final big question. With its incredible scale, its truly hands-on model, and its ambitious global mission, Could this bold experiment happening in the Indian state of Gujarat actually redefine how we approach conservation education around the world? I guess only time will tell.